Guys, welcome to the Bird Brain. Welcome to the Bird Brain podcast, where the goal is to rise above it all, stay elevated, create that infinity, and up your youth. I need a nap. Today, we are talking about being an empath, like your ability to feel, to understand someone else's experience, to just level with somebody, and to be there and to care. It's great. There's my butt. There's something that needs to be said about defining yourself as an empath, and how when you define yourself as that, what you're actually saying and what should be said. The fact that you are so sensitive, it's important to recognize how sensitive you can be. Being an empath means that you feel, sometimes to a level that you may not even understand. But being an empath does not mean being a doormat. You know, sometimes we don't want other people to go through what we've gone through. But that doesn't mean you put yourself through it twice. Some relationships are very imbalanced. The importance of being able to walk away from relationships that don't serve you. And serving in the sense of, are you being taken care of, or are you only showing up to take care of others? Understand where in your relationships, or what relationships in particular, benefits from you being an empath, because they don't have to give anything in return. The dialogue needs to change, so the value changes, or the awareness of value changes. But I'm an empath is because I am very empathetic. I deserve to be very aware of what my needs are. I need to be in environments that I feel taken care of, because otherwise I exist in spaces where I don't know what's mine and what's someone else's. I feel obligated to pour to the point I don't have anything and not be poured back into. You know, your goal is to not exist in relationships and be considered low maintenance, because oftentimes what that means in reality is you don't ask for what you need from others because you fear it'll push them away. I don't want to just give up on people. You can't just give up on people. You're not giving up on someone if the only time someone shows up is to receive what you're giving them. For me, what I hear is that is a rhetoric for people to not hold themselves accountable for the unhealthy exchanges that they continue to perpetuate. I stress this so much because it's not about being a loner at the end of the day, but it's recognizing where in relationships and what relationships do you show up to and you feel alone anyway, right? There have been times where I said, oh yeah, I don't want to give up on this relationship, but I realized I was the only one pouring into it. What did that leave me? Yes, I am capable and I am very resilient, but that does not mean I have to keep testing my resiliency. You know, the thing and the magic behind being someone that feels so deeply is that you're always gonna have the capacity to care. Never think that because you start caring more about yourself, you don't care about others. That's different. You can still be selfless and take care of yourself. And it's not about a quid pro quo. It's simply about understanding what relationships do I feel like I'm being valued beyond what I can give. The meaning to who you are is not based off of what you are able to give up. And don't let other people tell you, I talked about this in the last episode, don't let other people tell you how to spend your money. There are some people that are so comfortable telling you how you should give your heart and where you should place it. And they don't take care of your heart, right? Be very aware of people that are telling you how to spend your money, because think about it this way. Let's say you have this money in your bank and you go and you spend all this money on other things that other people need. And when it comes to the thing that you actually need for yourself, you're in the negative, right? Your time, your love, your effort, your heart, the space in it is all currency. Your energy is all currency. And it's not always limitless. And you have to understand where it's going. You are not obligated to take care of everybody else still, okay? It's not a badge of honor to be a martyr, all right? I want you guys to understand that and develop a different dialogue when it comes to identifying yourself as an empath. Being an empath does not mean you have to endure into ad nauseum. You have to exist in imbalanced relationships. Because you're an empath, you should understand that you deserve to be loved just as much as you're willing to love. And your capacity to love isn't based off of your capacity to exist in environments where you're not being loved. A lot of times, people that say they're empaths are people pleasers and they lack boundaries. okay? Or you're a highly sensitive person, you just feel like you have to help everybody. Sometimes you just lack boundaries. No shade, but clarity. Learn to take care of yourself so you can properly take care of others. And also, you can recognize when somebody actually is taking care of you. You know, there's that quote of like, you can't love someone truthfully until you learn to love yourself. There's some truth to that, but what I will say is you cannot understand and receive love properly until you learn how to start loving yourself more. Otherwise, you won't recognize what love actually feels like, because you think that this chaos and this discomfort and this disconnect is what love should be. You know, think about a kid standing in the middle of a train station and they lost their way. They got disconnected from the person that they feel safe with. And all around them is just people bumping into them, hitting them with their bags. They take those hits and they feel it all, right? Think about yourself in that way. You have to recognize what spaces are safe and what spaces you deserve to exist in, versus always putting yourself in unsafe spaces just to prove how much you can care without being taken care of. Ask yourself, do I like boundaries? Ask yourself, do I feel the need to always show up because I don't want to be disliked? You know, sometimes it's important to not be okay so you can understand what relationships are reciprocal and what relationships have a return value and what relationships just exist because you keep pouring into them. Be more aware of what you deserve. Be more aware of who you are. Be more aware of how you feel. What feels good and what does not. Don't only be present and be empathetic for other people, and when it comes to yourself, you lack emotional intelligence. Okay? You deserve to be loved. And because you're an empath, you deserve to exist in spaces that respect and